Good day, folks. We have Dominus here with Redman Mark giving you a duel commentary on Duel 2. And we have our two players. Mark, would you like to take it away?
Okay, always leave it to me. Okay, right, so as the white we have Defiant, and as you can clearly see he's Dominion. Dominion? That's
Dominion,
straight away.
Dominion, Mark.
He is Borg. Okay, that's how you do not intro on a Let's Watch, even.
And we have on the other top, what do we have, Mark? Take it away.
We have Mighty Master, who is Dominion. That is correct. I cannot tell you what avatars they've gone, but I know Dominus can. So Dominus, please introduce the avatars.
I cannot introduce the avatars because we do not have a yard set up yet. However, we do have a nice resource assimilator down here, and you can see that its defensive value is increased by 5. Therefore, we do have an optimized player down here. Now,
there we go.
I will notice. Oh, we have a little bit of loading time problems. I will notice that we have a slight oddity over here. You notice that our conduction matrix happens to be set up right in front of the matrix. Now, this would be the fastest location to build it, but also the most dangerous, because anybody that wants to attack can do so without engaging the starbase at all. Even short-range units.
It's actually one of the worst places to actually take a conduction matrix.
Now, you also notice that he started with Tritanium first, was a typical Borg maneuver. This is usually used to get out scubes of interception modules and sometimes an EM module if he doesn't know what his enemy is. In this case, we'll likely be seeing interception modules, and we can see that there's a B8 over here. So,
yep.
Yes, Mark.
I'd say the Tritanium route is the best way to go with the Borg I've generally found, because it's one thing you're going to find yourself lacking in after you put your first few units. Yeah, that conduction matrix there is a really bad move. Usually just stick it behind your base, a little bit more time, probably about 10 seconds, but it will be better in the long run, because he can just raid that bugger now.
So you can see that this constructor has now gone to the middle, so we're going to have a yard set up here, another B8 being set up, and it's going to be very difficult for the Borg to move around this. That's why they have these nebula over here. So we'll presume that they're going to use that. I'm hoping that we do not see scubes, because scout scubes are quite weak against B8s. They are fast, but they will be slaughtered quite rapidly by those pulses, and just generally they won't last very long in the late game, middle game.
So Dominus, what unit would you suggest if you're Borg and you're going against B8s?
I would suggest to get adapters, usually 2 EM modules, or an EM module and a torpedo module, or a torpedo module and an adaptation module. You'll still need the probes, so you'll have a few probes to tank for those units, but since adapters regenerate a lot faster than scout cubes, you can get them in and out of combat a lot faster, and you have harder hitting units. With that torpedo module, you'll do direct hull damage as well, so you can have the chance to knock out engines of these units, of these very expensive units. And remember also that B8s have a hard time retreating because they have forward-firing pulses, even though they do have a backward-firing torpedo.
Yeah, and obviously the adaptation module, the adapters won't have much trouble against that rear-firing torpedo either, since they are quite fast at regenerating. The other advantage I'd say with adapters, they are medium range. Am I not correct? Am I mistaken? Or correct?
The adapters? Yes, the adapters are medium range.
Yeah, and does their torpedo not always hit as well?
It won't always hit because these are medium-sized units, but adapters are also medium-sized units.
What they always hit against, is it battleships or?
Yeah, large-sized units and yards and stations. You'll notice right here we have the scout cube starting out, but we already have a B8 out, so it's going to do some tricky damage. He won't kill any of these units. They'll all make it into this yard and repair. His best bet is to kill something like the Tri over here, because that's out of the way, and as you can notice, even though he does have a significant amount of Tri, later on when he's wanting to get supply, that's what he's going to use that for.
Yeah, he's really not going to achieve much attacking that there. By the way, the map that we should say they're playing on is Duel 2.
That's correct, I did announce that. The very initial part of the replay, since we are having a dual commentary on Duel 2.
Yeah, how's that just funny? You're going to notice a lot of
funny.
Yeah, you will notice a fair amount of stakes throughout this commentary made by me that Dominus will correct.
So something unusual that we will notice right here is we have 2 more resource assimilators coming out. So he's looking for an early expansion. I am not sure exactly what he's hoping to aim for. This will slow down any type of unit he wants to get out for maybe 5 minutes or so, like a sphere or another set of cubes. He really won't be able to afford much. I'd like to argue,
though, he is taking your advice. He is going for that titanium moon, as you can see there.
Yes,
he is moving up and round.
He has given it away by putting this this scout over there, so I hope he moves that out of the way and recruits that as well, because it's only got 58 out of 80 crew, so it could be an easy takeover if he's not paying attention. Moving through the nebula, as you can see. 2 B8s out,
and they did try to capture
and you'll notice that he tried to build more B8s, but he doesn't have the money. I think it's about 470 dilithium that he needs for 1 B8 to start.
Interesting. He's moving his miners away. Well, he was moving them away from the middle meter.
Yes, I'm not sure either what that was. I think that he thought he may have less miners there and wanted to fill it out. If he flips the switch on these miners, he might be able to get them out, but doesn't look like he's going to flip it.
He's not going to get them out. He'll destroy at least one. At that point, he's going to probably have to retreat.
Yes, he doesn't want to get in range of that starbase. He's going to take a tremendous amount of damage. Oh, the B8s are not intercepting.
In fact, they're being very clever. It looks like they're going to intercept him from where he's going to retreat to.
Yes, I think so too.
I would say on this occasion, this is a good point when you should probably go around and hit the dilithium moon on the other side.
Right. However, he can't tell that because his scout is right here scouting to see if he's being attacked from beyond. Now that scout is moving over here probably. These cubes and probes will probably move right here and get smacked. Though, if he can bait these B8s into here, that would be excellent. I do not know if he will.
Oh no! Look, he's not going through there. This is very good play from Defiant, actually.
Yes.
He still won't destroy nothing at that middle moon set though, at all.
I'm not sure what's going on here. There they go to the dilithium moon. So he should be able to get a kill. You notice his B8 is very close to finishing. So I hope that Defiant chooses to attack the miners rather than the B8.
Defiant is obviously saving up for either, I think maybe a spear here. He's definitely saving up for something.
He's got only 30 CCs though. He needs another 20, and I don't think he did
he's gone for an adapter.
Level 2.
Gone for an adapter.
Oh, this is very bad. Look at this. We've got 3 B8s on intercept course. They will not take out anything, but they will do a lot of damage, and as we know, these early board units are difficult to regenerate.
They are. He has got an adapter being built though. In a way, he's not dragging into the blue nebula. That would be his most tactile advantage.
Yes, so I think what happened here is that he built the adapter because he's afraid of the number of units on the field for Dominion, rather than that was his actual aim, because he could have built this a good 2 minutes before, because he had 11 CCs at the time when he started that adapter.
Yeah, I mean, you could probably get another adapter up now, actually. At least build the construction, whatever that thing is called.
Yes,
that
the
uplink.
Yeah, indeed.
Thank you for that. It is 5 AM here, so to be fair, I'm very tired.
It is okay. It's only 9 PM for me. I am already zonked, even though it is not late. We have another B8 coming out. This is going to be the last B8, I believe, that comes out. So he will have to switch to another unit. I'm pretty sure that there we go. Bombers. So bombers are going to be the next unit that are going to come out. That'll be very good against the short-range units, and generally against any large-size units like spheres, assimilators, diamonds, cubes, and even structures as well. So this is quite a good tactic to switch over to. Now he has a good pulse torpedo mix, which is good against all these short, or these small and medium large units.
Yeah, his biggest issue at the moment is going to actually be resources and supply in the long run.
And so we can see from this that we have 1 torpedo module and 1 regeneration module for this first adapter. The second adapter, building speed, it's too hard to tell what it's actually going for. It's most likely the same outfit. I would not recommend a regeneration module in these cases because you want to give these other board units more power. So that means you should usually go for a what is it called? I don't remember the name of the module anymore. An adaptation module. There we go. Because it'll get extra torpedoes to all your other units. So if you notice, we're out of position here. This adapter is not in range. we will get at least one B8 kill if he does choose to attack it, or to move after it rather than choosing to attack it. That can go down. Weapons are down, not too much there. And that B8's going to get away.
No, it's not. Yes, it is. Yeah, no, it's not. Yeah, it is.
Oh,
no,
oh my gosh. The scout actually stole the repair yard from it and prevented that. That was very untimely. And that scout cube will escape with how much? How much was that? That's 2% hull.
2%, yep.
Very scary. And both adapters are the same module configuration.
They both get away though. That scout is actually trying to destroy that cube.
It may succeed, in fact.
I think it's going to, you know.
2%? Oh, maybe not. Maybe not going to succeed. These are... Oh, wow. These scout cubes are regeneration scout cubes. I did not even realize that. So, he wants to take this... This is a very poor position to be in because, as you can see, these B8s could easily take out this incubation matrix if they decided they wanted to. Instead, though, we have... They're trying to harass the mining over here.
Yeah, he's going to pick them off one by one at this rate. Probably could chase that B8. I'd argue that'd be beneficial to him. He probably could have destroyed that before it got back.
Yeah, though he doesn't have a scout on there, so he doesn't actually know what's in front of the unit, so it would be a good possibility that he thinks that the whole fleet is together. We can see that Dominion is expanding in, and I would recommend that Borg would take another expansion, put another miner on here.
Yeah, again, scouting is very important to a model, be it 3.2.7 or the future 4.0. It's good to know what your players are up to, or where they are, or where they're going. Doesn't leave you shortfalled.
Also, you'll notice that, unfortunately, our player up here, Mighty Master, he is low on tritanium. He never replenished that tri-miner over here, and he is going to have a significant weakness over here. He's trying to take it as his expansion, but it will take him a long time to recuperate.
He's actually going to have a supply problem in a minute too, as you can see. It's down to 84 supply.
That's true.
Dominion ships are not cheap on supply whatsoever.
Borg is doing fine on supply and should be for another maybe 15 ships. It depends on what type of ships he builds in general, but yeah, it should be about that much.
Yeah, but he's mass spamming adapters now.
This is generally a good tactic against these B8s. Do have a heavy hitting firepower, makes it hard to retreat those ships. But he's not scouting, so he doesn't know where this fleet is. See that he's about to find out the expansion though, so this may end up in a trade, or it may end up in a cutoff here in a rout.
Don't know,
Instructors will probably not head back into the base. They'll probably head into this nebula. You were saying, Mark?
I do actually reckon there won't be a trade-off here. I think he's probably going to lead to expansion.
So one thing I really like to see is these damaged scout cubes going up and harassing. Because if you do not do that, what's going to happen is these scout cubes are just going to sit around your base not doing anything, even when your enemy is blobbing up all his units.
Yes, because we know they take ages to regenerate, so at the moment he could easily just bug like crazy at the very top there, where his scout is. I think he's going to buy supply. It looks like he's going for the buy supply route in this occasion. Really trying to get his tritanium up.
Yeah, so it looks quite likely. You can notice that probe is tanking quite a bit. Very nice, because these adapters are the ones doing heavy damage. He'll probably get 2 B8s. He should be able to get more if he actually follows them and doesn't try to do anything funky like that. He will likely not get any of them now. Yeah, he's too far away. These are about the same speed, I believe. These are 120 speed. I think these are 110, so he could catch up to them, but he's trying to end up at the tail end and not take torpedo damage, yet he could have killed another B8. And you notice that the prototype is not damaged, but this one has only 14% shields. This one has 68, so you could take them out. And his scout is about to go. There. His scout just got captured.
Dear, dear. Of course, in 4.0 that won't be so easy, as you've mentioned in a news post previously.
Actually, I don't think we put it in a news post.
The grey mode and so forth.
Say again?
various modes you have for scouts, grey modes.
Oh, grey mode. Well, that is for Federation and Dominion. For Borg, we have something unique. And same, of course, for Romulans. They have a cloak. And, of course, Klingons as well.
We all know how we love our Romulan cloaks because, of course, their cloak isn't nearly as detectable on the scouts as the other ships.
Now, we can see that he is definitely valuing scouts as he's building another one. But I'm not sure this is the right decision. He could have just gone back up there, captured something, and kept it there. He's being a little bit slow to engage.
I would have gone for probably for a probe, to be honest.
Yeah, that would definitely
again,
tank more,
tanking.
do a little damage as well. And we can see this Borg probe scout moving down here. It could be captured again by Borg, in fact.
The good thing about this, though, is he's now going to see these B8s, which means he will not go up. He will pull those ships back. Yes, just like I said. I'd argue that I was a little bit lucky there with the scout going that way, just as they were heading that way.
And so if we notice, all these adapters have exactly the same module configuration, so they do not synergize with each other at all. They're only going to regen a little bit and save their own butts rather than give anybody extra firepower, which is unfortunate.
Yeah. Synergy is very important, especially in 4.0, again, as you mentioned, Federation synergy, and how you are trying to synergize stuff.
So the scout cube will likely be taken. Yeah, there it goes.
Yep, that's that one.
Bombers will be the first to go. They're auto-targeted, which is not bad.
And they are very weak.
I'm not sure why that one escaped.
No, but he is going to lose that B8, which is the more expensive unit.
Good win because these are hard to replace. He's probably not going to build more of them. If he loses this prototype, which would be very pleasant. But, oh, scout cube being lost on retreat.
As we always say, that probe is getting away. Not that probe, that prototype is getting away, unfortunately.
We have a miner up at the top of the Tritanium moon for Mighty Magna, not doing anything at the moment.
That is a bad place for him to be.
Each of these adapters should be able to get out, presumably, but he needs to have the healthy ones all the way at the back.
He has done that. He is definitely saving up for a spear this time round. No, he switched to an adapter there. He was saving up for a spear. Again, I think he got scared by the amount of units that the Dominion has and went for an adapter.
So now you notice that he has a ton of bombers, and he's not investing more in these B8s. So bombers have fast-tracking computers, which means they are very good against short-range units, and they're going to be decent against medium-range units or medium-sized units just because they hit more frequently. So the correct decision would be, in my opinion, to start building Dodes. Dodes are anti-long range in this case because of these bombers having fast-tracking computers. They take more from long-range units, and they're very strong against small units. And the bombers are small units, so they'll do tremendous amount of damage to bombers. However, he's going for more adapters.
Their rapid fire is a lot of fun as well.
Yes.
To use. He should really get a mixed fleet of Dodes and adapters, obviously again with adaptation, as you said, which he still isn't doing, unfortunately. It looks like he's going.
It's quite likely that these battles will end up being back and forth between the middle until one of the players dies. At this point, it looks like Dominion is going to have a worse lot, just because he hasn't built. He's just
actually, we do have a Dode.
Station.
We do have a Dode going up, by the way.
Excellent.
Which is good to see.
I'm not sure what the module configuration is yet.
He's not actually started building. He's out of dilithium, so he has got more dilithium going in right now. So it won't be before that starts construction, which is good.
It's going to be a double intercept, I think, judging from the amount of resources that were subtracted. Now it's
almost as if he can hear what we're saying, Dominus. He seems to change. He's built every time we mention he should do something different.
Well, he's thinking strategically, I hope. But you notice now that Borg has this supply deficit, and if he does not start to build an incubation center very soon, he's going to run out of resources. And it's very hard for Borg to actually get back when that happens because those incubation centers take quite a long time to build that. You notice that our Mighty Master has done a good job scouting, and he knows exactly where this Borg fleet is going, and our Borg fleet is being a little bit slow to figure out where it wants to go.
I actually would have argued he probably should have taken out that top mining. The reason why I'd say that is because now that he's supplying his main base, he's only got 200 titanium. If he took out that top mining, he would have actually caused a deficit there again.
That's quite reasonable. And if you notice as well, Mighty Master is going for a tech lab, which means he's most likely going for either technology, so probably the B8's IS bombs, which will make everybody lose engines for quite some time, or he's going to go for a large yard and T-15.
That Dode is so gone. This is a very bad situation for him to be in at the moment.
This Dodec, good. Oh, well.
Oh no,
it might have
that's
finished. So he's going to get caught, and he's going to lose quite a bit of stuff, I think, here, because even though he may take out this mining, I think the Borg is in a better choice, and will be able to kill quite a few stuff. I wish he would bunch up his ships more, though. Having them all lined up like this is a bad recipe.
He did decom that Dode before it blew up, actually.
Yes, he did. Though I think it would have finished. I think it was quite close to call, but I don't think it was too unreasonable to do it. So you notice that he's retreating alongside Dominion, and this is allowing Dominion to fire quite a lot of weapons at some of these ships when he gets too close. You should try to be a little bit more blobby and go from the rear. He probably won't take out the bombers in that case, but it will definitely eliminate these B8s.
Yeah, but again, the Dominion lost a lot more there than the Borg did, actually.
And you can see that the Borg also used their axial assault already, so they no longer have that area effect disabled.
I think, has he gotten the prototype?
I believe so, yes, the prototype is gone. So there are only bombers now. I'm not sure if the bomber prototype has been taken out or not. I don't know where that is. I think the bomber prototype is gone. I don't think it was ever put in the same place. So even though he queued up a lot of bombers, after this queue ends, there are going to be no more bombers. So Borg is back down, or rather, Dominion is back down to square one in terms of tech. This looks to be the end.
He does have the resources to rebuild. I wouldn't say it's necessarily the end. A good bit of micro here would go a long way.
That's true. He is sitting on 167 supply, which isn't terribly much, especially since he has only one of these supply stations. He's kept himself synthesizers.
He's cancelled his queue. I actually left the queue going, personally myself, and just get those bombers finished before I switched.
But if you notice, he is going now for an S2, and I think he is trying to get a fast-moving force to take out these Dodes. Unfortunately, of course, Borg can switch to whatever they want at this point. So I assume he'll be going for a sphere. He has just around 79 supply, which means that he has enough, I think, for a sphere by maybe 5 or 10 supplies, which isn't too bad. And you can see an incubation center going up now, which is the absolute last time.
Really, really, really interesting about Dominion is he had 2 yards, which means he could have queued. You could have one queued of bombers and the other one switched to S2 production. He's decided to just cancel everything, which now means he's producing nothing at the moment apart from that prototype.
And you can see that there's a large yard going up now as well.
So he's going to go for T-15s though. Would they be necessarily very effective in this occasion?
Well, they'll do decent. They won't be any particular power, but they do have a lot of pulse armor, and these units are all medium size, so they do take a little bit more from pulses. Not terribly much though. He may also try to go for V-13s. I don't know. I haven't seen this player play in quite some time, so I don't know what his standard of play style is. We see that the sphere is started, but I think that he may be down just a few supplies, which I'm quite surprised. He might be trying to go for an expensive sphere.
I'd say the V's. No, I wouldn't say that. No, it's going
there goes the sphere. So he just needed that one supply apparently. So 43 supply. And I can't tell from the speed, of course.
He's gone for B5s, by the way, the Dominion.
B5s, okay, interesting choice. That's a little bit of a late choice, especially because he has no supply, and B5s are very supply intensive. I think it's something like 70 supplies per B5, and he's about to lose his S2 prototype.
Of course, the B5 advantages, if you can get them up, they do take a lot of cannon fodder, thanks to the prioritizing of the God, my brain isn't working. What do they let out now?
Fighters.
Yeah. God.
That's such a complicated word.
Hey, remember, I can't remember more than 3 things, alright? So just give me a break.
Yes. So
That's
this
why-
incubation center looks to be upgraded as far as I can tell. Let's see. Yes, it is upgraded, so it will be producing the max amount of supply possible. These B8s are not going to even try to struggle around the starbase. They're going to head all the way home. This little piggy went to the market. This little piggy cried all the way home.
I'd argue that this is probably in here quite clearly. And he is decoming.
Yes, he's lost the middle, and I think this is quite literally the coup de grace now. We have a sphere heading out, and this is going to be a... Oh, it's deflector dominance. How many modules do we have? We have 3 regen models, 1 deflector model. This is our typical optimized sphere configuration, so a little bit of energy draining, mostly for the regeneration capabilities. At this point, I would argue that he definitely doesn't need this unless he wants to park it up next to the starbase and tank it and actually deliver that final kill with his adapters. But
Dominion
I think that,
did buy supply. I don't know how effective it's going to be at this late stage of the game. It's very interesting because Dominion actually had the advantage from the beginning, early on, and they kind of let it slide away, which is a bit sad.
Yes, he wasn't quite, should we say, aggressive in the correct positions. He was definitely throwing some units away, deciding to attack locations where he couldn't do a tremendous amount of damage. And running away with all your Dominion units is very difficult. You should always make sure
It's going to lose
the
that
enemy is...
B8. Oh, it made it. It made it. It made
Definitely.
it.
Most of these units shouldn't get killed. That S2 is probably going to get killed if he doesn't... Oh, he didn't rotate his units.
Sad times.
So in general, when you retreat with Dominion, you should make sure that the first unit that's retreating is your damage unit. All the other ones are basically...
Oh, he let that B8, that B5 go. Oh, dear, oh dear.
Very unfortunate.
And we have the
We
good
have our
game.
GG. Generous Gaming.
Well, that is me and Dom signing off, I guess, if it doesn't cut me off this time. Like the
Yes,
first
it was a
recording.
pleasant experience. So I hope you enjoyed listening to us blather on. And see you next time.
See you next time.
Duel commentating.